Going to build the Vinaterta cake tonight. So I have got the prunes ready. So the prunes are what's made in the filling. And so the recipe itself is pretty simple. It's just some prunes with some white sugar, cinnamon, and some prune juice where I just use water and some vanilla. But the part that you have to pay attention to is the consistency. So cooking your prunes on the stove to the consistency about almost like thick yogurt. So and the amount of water in it. If they're too dry and they don't have enough liquid in them, then you don't have the moisture to go into the cookie parts, into the layers, and so your cake will be a little drier. So if you feel that you don't have quite enough liquid, just add a little bit more and mix it in. So I cook these on the stove, and then I use my potato masher to get them mashed, and then I finish them with my immersion blender. You could put them in a blender, you put them in a food processor, whatever way you choose to process those. And now we're just going to spread it onto the cake layer. So again, I do them all at once so that I can sort of evenly spread the layers out, and then I just stack them together. So I'm just going to start by putting a couple of spoonfuls on each one. And again, we've got 6 layers, but we're only going to put the filling on 5, because the top layer, of course, has no filling on it. So a couple of spoons each, and I still have a little bit left in the pot. I'm just going to share it amongst the layers. One of these layers is a little bit smaller. The pan isn't quite the same size, so I don't put quite as much on that one. And now that we've kind of divvied it all up, just spread it out to the edges. It's best to do this while the filling is warm, because it spreads easier than if you let it cool. If you do kind of do it the day before and put your filling in the fridge, just to throw it back in the pot and warm it up in the microwave, because it does spread far easier if it is warm. So there's one. I'm going to put this one on the next. And although when we were making the layers, I mentioned about using the white vanilla for the filling. I just used the brown vanilla because filling is brown, of course, and it doesn't matter if the vanilla gives it a little bit more color. So this is the 5th layer. And I'm going to pop the last layer on top. And that is the cake put together. Now all we do is we wrap it in plastic, so some plastic bags or cellophane or whatever you want to do, and leave it sit for 5 or 6 days. And you can just sort of just testing it over those days to see how it softens. And when it has softened a bit, then all we do is finish it with a layer of butter icing, and your cake is ready to go. there's the Vinaterta.